Absolutely beautiful day. 4 divers are heading out today with myself. Well, myself included. It's going to be Chris, Dennis, Siffy, Gregory, and we are going to do some diving on offshore reefs. The weather conditions, I don't know if you all can see in the background. I don't know how the sun is looking, but that's what you call 10 out of 10 conditions. Absolutely glass, beautiful day. Blue skies behind me. We're about to have some fun. Let's go. So we're heading out to the first spot and we observe surface looking a little bit dirty. The visibility doesn't look good at all. And if you're wondering where this brown water coming from, well, our brown water and green water you see around Trinidad, it's because we are located so close to South America, and therefore we get a lot of influence from their waters. A lot of the fresh water that comes through, like the Otwa River and the further south rivers from Guyana, all that current gets pushed up north and around our island. Tobago, not so much. It gets it sometimes, but Tobago gets that nice blue water. Trinidad, yeah, we had a fight up with the low visibility a lot of the time. But what's good is that quite often when you get below this dirty layer, the visibility cleans up. But there's only one way to find out if the water is clean or not below. You gotta dive in, you gotta go down. As I'm heading now on the first drop for the day, I break through that first layer of dirty water and I can see the water is real nice and clean. So your boy spirits don't start a lift. I say, well, yeah, we have some nice visibility today. We're gonna have a good day. It's gonna be a good hunting day. But then I look down and I see this very distinct layer of what divers call white water. And what that white water is, it's heavy silt, and that silt is so heavy, you literally have zero visibility, like none at all. If we could find a reef that comes off the seafloor high enough to penetrate that dirty water into the clean water, well, maybe we could hunt in that spot. Eventually, after some time, we found a reef that was shallow enough so that it came out into the clean water. And as your boy was heading on, done had to mark some nice dog snappers on the seafloor. Or, as Trinis like to call it, redfish. Quickly dispatched my fish, tied it up on the float. While I was busy, Gregory already found his way down to the seafloor, found a nice snapper, and put that fish in the boat. Siffy, on the other hand, he decided to take a different route. He went off the reef, found some nice Spanish mackerel, or carrot as we like to call them in Trinidad. Line up the shot, and got that perfect aim and that perfect hit. After putting a couple fish on my float stringer, it was time to head back to the boat, get that fish on ice.
On the wrong side, Mikey. We'll get out of some good spots. Grab that in, Danny. I am a lippy diver. That's why, how you think I shoot them pag on? It was lippy, I was trying to shoot it all. Watch them fence now. I don't grunt for pag, man. I grunt for lippy. You know the difference between the grunts, right?
Oh boy! Yeah! Oh boy! Oh yeah! The boys don't miss. The boy nearly missed. I almost miss. I'm gonna need these on. Hey, what you doing? You freshen up everything, boy. I go wipe it down, no problem.
In the middle of the sea, man, it's our water.
Yeah, you are? Leave them. Leave them fish down there. We don't want nobody to see we shooting them kind of ship it.
I've been hiding.
That's a nice one, right?
There's the only one got a shot on.
That nice size carry, Thompson. You see that this small one?
This one.
They gone after in a Siffy.
Sorry?
Yeah.
Yeah, the whole lot from the back. So if you don't let them.
Don't let them see that. Nah, boy, Siffy, don't. No, boy, Siffy, come out of this picture.
Yeah.
Get out of that picture, boy.
First drop. Water was clean midway.
Hey, let me hold something too now.
Well, hold up your car, Ali. You have been resting down there. Hold up that
Nah,
big fish.
I want to embarrass myself.
Nah, embarrass me. Hold on. It's the biggest fish out the hole.
Where's the biggest fish, boy?
Curry Cavalli.
Oh, boy!
The Curry
Oh,
Cavalli.
boy! Oh, boy!
So what we need to do now is head outside with the water cleaner. Find some fish, but we want clean water and fish.
Boy, just getting comfortable inside here.
Even though we got a couple fish and it was a successful dive, the visibility just ain't really what we want. We're going to have to work too hard to keep this day going at this momentum. So the team decided, listen, we got to leave this area completely up and go, and we're going to head several miles in a different direction in order to look for cleaner water. Sure enough, we found the visibility that we were looking for. I'm on one of my drops and I've already seen a couple decent fish, but no lineup shots on this dive. I'm scanning left and right and I notice something under a rock. 2 antennas sticking out. I head straight up to it and I realize the hole isn't deep and I know I could get my hands inside where I could grab this lobster and pull it out. As I pull it out, I rolled it over, which is a normal practice to see if it has eggs, and sure enough, it was a large female full of eggs, so I ended up releasing her. Now, something I always like to practice for myself is that when I see lobsters, I personally don't like to shoot them with my gun, and the reason being is that quite often those big females with eggs are up on the rocks and you really can't tell if they have eggs or not until you get them out. So if you shoot a female lobster full of eggs, well, I mean the damage is done at that point in time. But if you grab it with your hands, pull it out, roll it over, see the eggs, oh, she has eggs, boom, back in the ocean, back under her rock, safe to reproduce, and that's what you call sustainable hunting.
There are 1 or 2 like real nice size mackerel snappers, and I'll pick up a lobster there with that egg, so there go a real nice lobster too. Yeah, I see a lot of small ones, but seen a few small black groupers as well. There's a real nice size black grouper up in front. Yeah, up in front, like off the front of the reef. But that's why I find most of the fishes. That's why I saw the big one snapper too. You wanna go back up and drift again now? Bye, Kay!
So I'm talking to Siffy about some nice mango snappers I observed on the last dive, and I decide I'm gonna try to get one of these fish. So I head down and start the hunt. So I'm on the seafloor and there's a ton of mangrove snappers around. All okay sizes, but there's a couple really nice sized ones and I'm scanning looking for the big ones. Off to the right, I notice this guy coming across the sand. And rather than try to track him, I put the gun out, lead him, and let him swim into the line of fire. Now keep in mind there's a lot of species of snappers in Trinidad, and mangrove snappers are one of the smaller ones. This particular fish was actually one of my biggest mangrove snappers I ever caught. And these fish are fantastic tasting, in case you didn't know. This one's coming home with me. Siffy and myself have paid off and I have my mangrove snapper in my hand. I hear Greg in the water calling for Chris to jump in. I see Chris in the boat scampering, grabbing his gears, and he dive over. I say, well, something going on, so we call the boatman over. We got in the boat and we went up to them, and this is what we saw.
You shot a fish on a circle in you? What's that?
boy. Uncle Chris come to save him. Nice barracuda.
It dispatch already.
Look like you're trying to dispatch muffins.
Shit. Yes, boys! It's like Fiji.
Now, if the stereotype didn't give it away, and you didn't know, barracudas are quite aggressive hunters. Much like sharks, they will come and they will take your fish from you. And Gregory had shot a mutton snapper, and as he was bringing it up, that barras was coming to take his fish, or as we like to call it, getting taxed. So he was about to get taxed, but Chris jumped in the water, put a quick stop to that.
Monster.
So Greg shoot this monster mutton,
Wow.
and this barras come to eat, and Uncle Denny take him out.
What you mean? Take out.
I nearly get take out. I nearly let go the
Out
fish and
and
just let the
under.
barra take it.
And then I get my mangrove I was looking for. So there's not a dog snapper, not a kubera snapper, it's a mangrove snapper.
Oh, look at
And
this
it's not
one
like a
there,
poop,
boy.
eh?
Sippy on the
Yeah.
other one.
I mean, that's the closest thing it looks like. It's like a coops, but
Yeah, but you
the mangy. Right now we're in transit to another spot, and we can see on the surface a lot of bubbling. And when you see that bubbling, you know they have some bait around. So Captain Michael was like, "Hey, let's jump in the water. Might have a kingfish or some other kind of fish under there." So we all just jumped in the water, and as I'm swimming through the bait fish, I don't see much, but I hear a shot go off. And sure enough, both Gregory and Siffy found some fish. So Mike, what they say? There's some bait around that Tarzan net?
Yes, that is correct.
Right. And Greg's like, he find the Taz. Mike send him in for that.
Shivering, you know, feeling.
The shivs.
Yeah, any shiver.
And Siffy, where you get it? You get under that bait there, Siffs. Ah, boy. Two proper fish for the dinner plate. That's a nice jack. That more that size?
A good few, yeah, about 3 or 4.
That's a nice size one. Two lovely fish added to the cooler. Now it's time for me to go down and find something to hunt. So I'm gliding down on this dive, and I level off about 10 feet above the seafloor, which I might add is not the correct way to hunt when you're hunting fish. You should go to the seafloor. But I want to maintain this height to get a better scan approaching the reef. As I'm scanning left and right, I'm not seeing much, and somehow this nice dog snapper seems to slip out below me and I don't notice it. Swing to the right, see the fish, line up the shot, and pull the trigger. I don't even know where this fish came from. It was like nowhere, and then it was just right there. I was like, what? Dog snapper went down. Didn't see it come out the hole, came out right next to me and ended up getting the shot. There's actually two more. Hopefully Gregory and Siffy gets one of them, or if we're lucky, both of them. With that dog snap in the boat, I decided I'll go put on the gun, I'll grab my camera, and take a nice relaxing dive and look around. Taking a nice relaxing swim on the seafloor, you can see there's abundance of sea life here. As I'm just cruising the top of the reef, There's all different types of species of fish, margits, snappers, groupers, and right there in the center you can see a really nice dog snapper. Hard to tell the size, it's actually a little bit bigger than the last fish that I shot. And I swing to the right and I see another nice snapper that slips into a hole. Two beautiful fish we could target to take home. As I was chilling on the surface, the boys made a couple dives. Gregory was targeting those snappers while Siffy, well, he was looking for some groupers. All fish were playing hard to get. Nobody got a shot to line up. So we headed back to the boat, took a 5-minute rest. I decided, well, I'm gonna go down, I'm gonna see if I get one of these snappers. And the plan is, head to the seafloor, leave the reef by a good distance so that I get one of those snappers to come to me out of curiosity rather than me approach them, because they're playing hard to get and they're staying in the holes. However, midway down, something else caught my attention. In the distance, I see the outline of a nice king mackerel. I look down to put my reel in free spool in anticipation of the speed that I know is coming. Fish is a little bit far, but I line up the shot and pull the trigger.
Passa float.
This isn't a big king mackerel by any means, but it looks like it could be my personal best. And I don't know how good that shot was or how good it's gonna hold, so the safest thing for me to do is clip on a float. That way if I run out of reel line, I can release the gun, and that will lower the chance of me losing that fish due to a shaft ripping out. While in the water, Siffy came up to me to give me support, and he had his gun ready just in case I needed a backup shot. Upon visual contact, Siffy noticed one of the two floppers were hanging out of this fish. So Siffy made a good decision to put a backup shot and secure that fish.
Thank you.
Got the fish up into my hands and I was pretty pumped because this was my personal best king mackerel. Not a huge fish, still my best one, still my biggest one. The species with soft skulls, such as this kingfish, you could actually brain them and dispatch them quite easy using the shaft. So rather than use my knife, I just pressed my shaft into the brain and dispatched it quite easily.
Alright boys, bring home a snapper.
For that as grandfather.
Go through. I walk in too. Went down to see if I can get one of those packs I saw earlier. This bad boy swam past. Took a Hail Mary shot. Hit the tail, spool out on my line, got worried, called for the float.
Wait, nice interview yet?
The shot was sketchy and Siffy came to the backup shot. I have a PB Taz in the boat. PB! The next spot, Siffy headed down, line up a snapper, pull the trigger. And you know how sparrows always like to talk about being selective, no bycatch whatsoever. Well, once in a blue moon, you may take a shot and get a little bit more than you bargained for. Siffy got a snapper, but he also got two large grunts behind that, so he ended up with 3 fish on that shot. But don't worry folks, none of these fish going to waste. They're all going home, And somebody's gonna be eating one of these fish. Next up, I pick up my gun and I say I'm gonna head back down for one of these snappers. Now the snappers if he just shot wasn't the two that we saw from earlier. Them two fish still outsmarting us. And I'm not about to just get outdone and outsmarted by these fish for the whole day. I gonna go down and show that fish who's boss. So your boy headed now and I finally find our snapper and say, hey, look who it is. This is my old friend. So I line up the shot and you know how Siffy got more than he bargained for? Well, I got less than I bargained for. Rather than getting a nice snapper and a grunt too, I somehow just got a grunt. Gregory heads down on the next dive and he does a really good dive. He heads down, leaves the reef way early, gets straight down to the sea floor. It's 68 feet here, almost 70 feet to the bottom, and he cruises up to the reef. He gets to the hole where the snapper is hiding, lines up the shot and pulls the trigger. Greggy's shaft goes through the fish and into the rock behind and gets literally embedded into the rock and can't get the fish out. Now we have a recovery mission on our hands. So if he's the first to go down and he scouts it out, tries to remove the shaft but can't, realizes this wedge, comes up to the surface and tells me, yo Brett, just use your knife to take it out. On our knife there's actually a hole that's designed to hook on and grip the back of the spear so that you can twist and get it out of these same exact situations. Sometimes it's stuck in a fish, sometimes it's stuck in the ground. This time, it was stuck in the ground. As you can see, I'm putting so much torque on the spear that it actually starts to bend. Eventually I free it up and get the fish out. Greggy is right above me giving me support, which is exactly what he's supposed to do. Siffy's on top as well. Fish recoveries could be actually one of the most dangerous things you could do as a free diver, because the person who's on the seafloor is exerting a lot of energy and burning up that oxygen, and on top of that they have the full length to swim back to the surface, so it's pretty important that you always have dive support when retrieving and recovering a fish.
That was a good call, yeah. Like, I probably would have thought about using my knife right off the back. But yeah, that was the right thing to do. It was real hard to turn to. I was like, ah! Nah, that wasn't bad. You should have seen how I had to turn that together to break. Yeah. Yeah, that's good. We get it, Uncle Danny. You see, if he was a little patient. Extracto Timo.
Oh my word. This man pushing the cord in the way. Blocking out that cord, almost blocked the whole big pack, boy. Yes, Gregs.
Put your finger from underneath there. Right.
Wait. Nah. Wow, that's it there. You don't hold off to the side. Yes, that's it there. That's it there, Greg. You my word. That pack is at least 60 pounds. Siffy with the coordinator of the extraction. Chris Dennis with the getting frustrated because we stayed in the same spot too long. then Uncle Mikey.
I know,
Uncle Mikey just being humble and normal. Hey, don't put that in the wrong cooler, you know. I watch them fellas, you know, Gregs. And I watch them fellas. So by now we spent quite some time in this area, and Chris, well, his patience is wearing thin. We spent too much time here. We have new untouched grounds to go to. Let me head out. So the team decided to head out a little bit further, and sure enough, we found a new reef, and I had some fish for us to hunt. I'm cruising down to the seafloor, and as I reach the edge of the reef, I look across and see a nice snap in the distance. But to the left of me is a pretty good sized nurse shark that's coming a little bit too close for my comfort. So I just put my gun between the shark and myself just in case he wants to get a little bit closer. And off to the right, that snapper cruises in, and I line up the shot, pull the trigger. So I get my fish in the boat, and any distance I can hear Gregory calling, so we're gonna check out to see what he got.
Hey!
I spotted the grouper in the hole, swam, closed my eyes, swam towards the hole, reached the hole, was gone.
Well, normally you would want to leave your eyes open.
I can't dive with my eyes closed, boy. I'll get too excited. Gotta close my eyes. Calm myself.
Yeah, Gregs! The huggy. The hugs. All of the poor man lobster.
Chris was next to suit up, and he already heard the boys talking about the black groupers they have lurking down there. So he went straight down to the seafloor, and he lined up his shot, and he got his fish. Unfortunately, didn't get the footage because I wasn't in the water with him, but we got that fish. I myself tried to go down and get one of these groupers, but again, your boy looking in one hole, and then when I spin around, the grouper going out the next hole. Went down with the torchlights, looked around, looked in the holes, couldn't find any more. They all seemed to move off, so we just came back in the pool.
Yeah, can you have it? Real nice size grouper. You see him, man? You give him that expression.
Still a successful hunt. 3 more fish added to the cooler. Boys having a good day. 3 of the nicest fish I can ask for. Watch what this man was going on there. That's a hard shot to me.
Mr. Bean.
You come up close enough?
Yeah, but was he nicest eating fish out all this stream?
Down.
It's in there,
At this point in time, I'm pretty satisfied with how much fish we have in the cooler. Decided, I'm going to put on the gun, I'm going to finish hunting for the day. I'm going to jump in the water and just take a nice relaxing dive and get some footage for you guys. Well, I hope you folks enjoyed this episode of Hunting the Waters around Trinidad. Overall, it was a really enjoyable day with great friends. We had iffy conditions to start off with. The water visibility was a little sus in the earlies. However, what we found later that day, amazing conditions. We had flat calm seas, little to no current, and fantastic visibility. Everybody found fish and we have enough fish to go home with. And most importantly, everybody is reached home safe. I want to thank you all for watching, and until next time, dive safe, practice sustainable hunting, and all you go explore now.